Welcome to my channel, Most Worth Coins WC, where history lives in your hands. If you're passionate about rare coins, vintage currency, and the fascinating stories behind them, you're in the right place. Don't forget to watch the full video. Share it with your fellow collectors, like, and subscribe to stay updated with more valuable content every week. So without further ado, let's get started. The 1996 one-pound coin of the United Kingdom stands as a beautifully crafted example of numismatic art, constitutional symbolism, and national identity. Issued during the reign of Queen Elizabeth II, the coin prominently features the Latin inscription Elizabeth II, DG Reg FD 1996 around the Queen's portrait on the obverse front side. This traditional wording, abbreviated from Latin, translates to Elizabeth II, by the grace of God, Queen, Defender of the Faith, reflecting the monarchy's dual role as both a political institution and the supreme defender of the Church of England. The portrait itself is the work of Raphael Makhlouf, whose design was used on British coinage from 1985 until 1997. His depiction of the Queen shows her wearing the George IV state diadem, an ornate crown set with 1,133 diamonds, famously worn for the state opening of Parliament. Makhlouf's sculptural style gave the Queen a youthful, serene, and dignified appearance, striking a careful balance between realism and idealism that honored the enduring presence of her monarchy during a time of rapid change in British society. The reverse side of the 1996 $1 coin is a heraldic emblem representing Northern Ireland, part of a four-year series, 1994-1997, honoring the four constituent nations of the United Kingdom. The reverse design was created by Leslie Durbin, a distinguished silversmith and artist who contributed significantly to British medallic and coin design. The centerpiece of Durbin's design is the Celtic cross, specifically the Cross of St. Patrick, a deeply symbolic and ancient Christian design associated with Northern Irish identity and Irish Christianity. Behind the cross, Durbin placed a pimpernel flower, a stylized botanical motif that enriches the visual narrative with both aesthetic flair and symbolic value. The pimpernel's delicate yet persistent nature is thought to represent resilience and hope, subtle yet profound ideas when applied to the context of Northern Ireland, a region with a complex history of conflict, identity, and reconciliation. The design's balance of Christian symbolism and native flora creates a respectful, unifying tribute to Northern Ireland's culture and spiritual heritage. The edge of the coin is not only milled but also inscribed with a Latin motto, an incuse engraved phrase that reads Decus et tutamen. This phrase, introduced by Sir Isaac Newton during his tenure at the Royal Mint in the 17th century, means an ornament and a safeguard. This phrase is not merely decorative, it also acts as an anti-counterfeiting measure. The presence of a detailed edge on round $1 coins was an innovation of the modern $1 series that began in 1983 and added both visual interest and functional security to the coin's design. The motto speaks to the dual role of coinage as both an object of beauty and a medium of financial integrity. The metal composition of the 1996 1 coin is nickel brass, consisting of 70% copper, 24.5% zinc, and 5.5% nickel. This composition gives the coin its distinctive golden yellow hue and a satisfying tactile weight. Its specifications include a weight of 9.5 grams, a diameter of 22.5 millimeters, and a thickness of 3.15 millimeters with a traditional round shape. As with other coins in the series, it was designed for durability and ease of recognition in circulation. The coin's physical characteristics were uniform across all $1 coins issued between 1983 and 2016, prior to the introduction of the 12-sided bimetallic version in 2017. In terms of historical context, the 1996 1 coin was released during a period of political and social transformation in the UK. The mid-1990s were marked by changing attitudes toward national identity, especially in light of the Northern Ireland peace process. While the coin does not directly commemorate political events, its choice of Northern Irish iconography adds a layer of contemporary relevance. It served as a subtle but meaningful nod to the cultural richness and distinctiveness of Northern Ireland within the broader UK framework. The Good Friday Agreement would follow just 2 years later in 1998, and in hindsight, coins such as the 1996 issue can be seen as early symbols of a more inclusive national narrative. From a numismatic perspective, the 1996 £1 coin remains a desirable piece, particularly among those collecting the full set of nation-themed reverse designs. With a mintage of approximately 71 million, it is not rare in absolute terms, but high-quality specimens, especially those in brilliant uncirculated, BU, or proof condition, can command premiums among collectors. Coins found in Royal Mint collector sets or those that have been specially preserved will generally fetch more than their face value, often between $3 and $10 depending on condition and packaging. Collectors value the 1996 issue not just for its aesthetic beauty, but for its place in a well-regarded and historically resonant series that ran from 1994 to 1997, encompassing all 4 nations of the UK. The 1996 1 coin was eventually demonetized in October 2017, along with all other round 1 coins, as the Royal Mint moved to a more secure 12-sided design to combat counterfeiting. This change marked the end of an era in British coinage, making coins like the 1996 issue relics of a distinct and collectible period in British monetary history. Though no longer legal tender, the 1996 £1 coin endures as a lasting tribute to both the cultural identity of Northern Ireland and the enduring institution of the British monarchy. It captures a moment in time, a fusion of historical continuity, modern minting technology, national symbolism, and artistic craftsmanship. Today, it remains a treasured piece for collectors, historians, and anyone with an appreciation for the stories our coinage can tell. The 1997 £1 coin of the United Kingdom is more than a piece of currency. It is a representation of British identity, the constitutional monarchy, and the intricate artistry of numismatic design. Issued during the reign of Queen Elizabeth II, this coin belongs to a series of $1 coins that celebrated the distinct nations of the United Kingdom. The 1997 edition in particular is notable for its representation of England, making it both historically and culturally significant. Obverse design, Queen Elizabeth II, the obverse front of the 1997 1 coin, features the portrait of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Raphael Makhlouf. This effigy, used from 1985 to 1997, is renowned for its classical elegance. It portrays the Queen wearing the George IV state diadem, a circlet adorned with diamonds and symbolic of sovereign regality. Her portrait is surrounded by the Latin inscription, Elizabeth II, D.G. Reg F.D. 1997. Elizabeth II refers to Queen Elizabeth II, the reigning monarch at the time. D.G., short for Dei Gratia, Latin for by the grace of God. Reg, short for Regina, meaning queen. F.D., short for Fide Defensor or Defender of the Faith, a title held by British monarchs since Henry VIII. 97. The year of minting. This encapsulates the royal and divine authority of the British sovereign, emphasizing the coin's place in the United Kingdom's monarchical and religious traditions. Reverse design. The 3 Lions of England. The reverse side of the coin is especially striking. Designed by Norman Silman, the 1997 1 coin showcases the 3 lions passant guardant, a historic emblem of England. This heraldic image has been associated with English royalty since the 12th century, tracing back to Richard the Lionheart. Each lion is depicted walking with its body in profile and its head turned toward the observer, giving an impression of nobility, vigilance, and strength. The lions are set within a heraldic shield, surrounded by a beaded border and flanked by the coin's denomination, £1. The design is not merely decorative, it encapsulates centuries of national identity and heraldic symbolism. Edge, national motto of England. Unlike many coins, the 1997 one features a milled edge with an incuse inscription, meaning the words are engraved into the edge of the coin rather than raised. The edge bears the Latin phrase, decus et tutamen. This translates as an ornament and a safeguard. The motto was first used on coins in the 17th century and serves both aesthetic and practical purposes, acting as an anti-counterfeiting measure and a tribute to Britain's rich numismatic heritage. Metal composition and specifications. The 1997 £1 coin was minted in nickel brass, a durable and corrosion-resistant alloy consisting of 70% copper 24.5%, zinc 5.5%, nickel. This gives the coin its characteristic yellow-gold appearance, distinguishing it from other circulating coinage. Key specifications include diameter, 22.5 mm, weight, 9.5 grams, thickness, 3.15 mm, shape, round edge, milled with inscription. This version of the one coin was part of the original round pound series, which was eventually replaced in 2017 by a 12-sided bimetallic coin to enhance security. Historical context. The 1997 coin came toward the end of a turbulent but iconic decade in British history, the 1990s. This was a period marked by cultural renaissance, political change, and personal tragedy for the royal family. Most notably, Princess Diana passed away in August 1997, plunging the nation into mourning. While the one coin does not commemorate this event, it stands as a time capsule from a pivotal year. The issuance of this coin also represented a continuation of the Royal Mint's Nations of the UK theme, wherein coins were alternately issued to honor England, Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland. The 1997 England coin was the last $1 issue before the obverse design changed in 1998 to the portrait by Ian Rank Broadley, Collectability and Value. Although the 1997 £1 coin was a circulating issue, its historical and design elements make it appealing to collectors, especially those assembling full sets of the round pound series. While its montage exceeded 100 million, making it common in circulation, high-grade uncirculated or proof specimens, particularly those found in Royal Mint sets, are more sought after. Circulated value. Typically $1 in face value, though lightly circulated pieces may fetch $1.52 from collectors. Brilliant uncirculated BU or proof, between $3 and $10 depending on condition and packaging. Mint sets. Coins included in 1997 Royal Mint annual sets or nation-specific series are worth more to collectors seeking completeness and pristine quality, legacy, and replacement. The 1997 edition was one of the final issues of the traditional round pound series before significant changes in design and security were implemented. After 2 decades of service, the Royal Mint introduced the 12-sided one coin in 2017, designed to combat increasingly sophisticated counterfeiting. The new coin features a dual metallic structure, latent image, micro-lettering, and milled edges. As a result, the 1997 £1 coin and others in its series were demonetized, declared no longer legal tender, in October 2017. However, their legacy endures among numismatists, historians, and collectors who see in them a beautiful blend of artistry, patriotism, and history. Conclusion: the 1997 £1 coin is a sterling example of how a small object can embody a nation's pride, history, and identity. From the Queen's dignified portrait to the heraldic lions of England, every detail carries significance. Though no longer in circulation, the coin remains a tangible link to the late 20th century Britain, a symbol of enduring heritage struck in gleaming nickel brass. Whether you're a seasoned collector or simply intrigued by British history, the 1997 one-mark coin is a piece worth exploring and preserving. The 1993 £1 coin of the United Kingdom is a remarkable specimen of modern British numismatics, bearing the Elizabeth II DG Reg FD 1993, a Latin abbreviation that translates to Elizabeth II, by the grace of God, Queen, Defender of the Faith. This formal title reflects the Queen's dual roles as the sovereign of the United Kingdom and the head of the Church of England, a tradition dating back to the 16th century. The obverse, front of the coin, features the elegant third portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, sculpted by Raphael Makhlouf, a respected British artist and medalist. In this effigy, used from 1985 until 1997, the Queen is depicted wearing the George IV state diadem, a jeweled crown famously worn at the annual state opening of Parliament. Makhlouf's portrayal is notable for its graceful and slightly idealized appearance, intended to convey majesty, continuity, and timelessness. The portrait is surrounded by the royal title and the year of issue, 1993, marking its place in a significant decade of British constitutional history. This particular $1 coin, while a circulating currency, is also a historical artifact that reflects a stable monarchy and a country experiencing the shifts of a changing world, both politically and culturally. The reverse side of the 1993 $1 coin features an iconic symbol of Wales, the leek, one of the nation's most recognizable national emblems. The design was created by renowned engraver Leslie Durbin, a master of decorative silverwork whose contributions to British coinage include several notable designs in the one series. The leek, presented in stylized form, is shown crowned with a regal coronet, specifically the coronet of the heir apparent, symbolizing the Prince of Wales, the traditional title of the British monarch's eldest son. This coronet includes crosses and fleur-de-lis, elements that appear on British heraldic symbols, further tying the design to the monarchy and royal tradition. The selection of the leek as the central motif honors Wales's rich cultural heritage and its integral place within the United Kingdom. The leek has been associated with Welsh identity since at least the 7th century, with legends claiming that Welsh soldiers wore leeks in their helmets during battles to distinguish themselves from Saxon enemies. In numismatic terms, the 1993 1 coin marks an important continuation of the Royal Mint's 4-year rotation, 1984-1987 and 1989-1997, that celebrated each of the UK's home nations through heraldic and national symbols. The edge of the coin carries the incuse Latin inscription, Plediol we f I'm gulad, a phrase that translates to, True am I to my country. This line, taken from the Welsh national anthem, Hen wlad fi nadau, land of my fathers, serves as a poetic affirmation of Welsh patriotism and loyalty. The inclusion of this phrase on the coin's edge not only honors the Welsh language, one of the oldest living languages in Europe, but also reinforces the cultural pride and national sentiment of the people of Wales. The use of incuse inscriptions along the edge of the coin, introduced with the first round pound in 1983, served both as a security feature to deter counterfeiting and as an opportunity to incorporate deeper symbolic meaning into the coinage. Regarding its metallic composition, the 1993 1 coin was struck in nickel brass, consisting of 70% copper, 24.5% zinc, and 5.5% nickel. This alloy gives the coin its distinctive golden hue and a corrosion-resistant finish suitable for long-term circulation. The coin's physical specifications are consistent with others in the round pound series. It weighs 9.5 grams, has a diameter of 22.5 millimeters, a thickness of 3.15 millimeters, and features a fully round shape with a milled edge. These design characteristics made the coin easy to identify by touch and helped distinguish it from other denominations in circulation. The tactile and visual features were especially helpful for visually impaired users, demonstrating a consideration for accessibility in modern British coin design. The historical context of the 1993 one coin is also noteworthy. Britain in the early 1990s was in the midst of a political and economic transition, with debates over European integration, constitutional reform, and national identity becoming more pronounced. Within this climate, the UK's constituent nations, England, Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland, began to assert their cultural distinctiveness more prominently. While the 1993 coin was not issued as part of a direct political message, the choice to feature a uniquely Welsh symbol and phrase reflects a broader effort to represent the diversity and unity of the United Kingdom. These nation-specific $1 coins acted as subtle ambassadors of identity, offering a numismatic narrative of inclusion and representation. They were not only functional currency, but also public art, carrying emblems that told the story of a shared, yet multifaceted kingdom. In terms of minting figures and rarity, the 1993 one coin had a substantial mintage of just over 48 million, making it relatively common in circulation at the time. However, as with all currency, condition is key when it comes to value. Most circulated examples today retain only their face value unless they are in particularly high-grade condition. Brilliant uncirculated BU coins and proof versions, which were sold by the Royal Mint in annual coin sets, are much more collectible. These higher-grade specimens often feature sharper details, mirror-like surfaces, and come in protective packaging, making them ideal for collectors seeking completeness or aesthetic perfection. Depending on condition, proof coins from 1993 can range in value from 5 to 15, with premium examples in mint packaging commanding even more. Coins that have been well preserved in original mint-issued packaging may include authentication certificates, further enhancing their desirability and value. The legacy of the 1993 one coin was cemented further when, in 2017, the Royal Mint ceased production of round $1 coins and introduced a more secure 12-sided bimetallic version. As part of this change, all round $1 coins, including the 1993 Welsh Leak edition, were officially demonetized on 15 October 2017, meaning they ceased to be legal tender. This shift was primarily driven by the need to combat counterfeiting, which had become increasingly problematic with the round pound. Despite no longer being usable for everyday purchases, round $1 coins like the 1993 issue remain highly collectible and historically significant. They represent a distinct era in British coinage, one in which national identity, craftsmanship, and symbolism were interwoven into every detail of the currency. In conclusion, the 1993 British £1 coin is a beautifully designed and historically rich piece of modern coinage that embodies the cultural heritage of Wales and the constitutional dignity of Queen Elizabeth II's reign. From the iconic leek crowned with the Prince of Wales coronet to the poetic edge inscription, in Welsh, every aspect of the coin is steeped in meaning. Whether collected for its numismatic value, admired for its artistry, or treasured as a symbol of Welsh pride, the 1993 one coin remains a shining example of how coins can tell stories, preserve identities, and connect people to their shared history through the simple but powerful medium of metal and design. The 2002 £1 coin from the United Kingdom is a fascinating specimen within the long and culturally expressive series of round pound coins minted between 1983 and 2016. Like its predecessors, the obverse of this coin bears the I, Elizabeth, 2 DG Reg FD 2002, which is a Latin abbreviation translating to Elizabeth II, by the grace of God, Queen, Defender of the Faith. This title, steeped in centuries of British constitutional tradition, affirms the monarch's dual role as the head of state and the supreme governor of the Church of England. Surrounding this is the third definitive portrait of Queen Elizabeth, sculpted by Raphael Makhlouf, which was used on British coinage from 1985 until 1997. However, since 1998, a new fourth portrait by Ian Rank Broadley replaced Makhlouf's design on circulating coins. Thus, the 2002 1 coin features the Rank Broadley effigy, a more realistic and mature representation of the Queen, characterized by visible facial lines and a more down-to-earth portrayal that aimed to reflect the monarch's true age and gravitas after decades of service. In this version, Her Majesty wears the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara, a piece of jewelry closely associated with her reign and public image. Rank Broadley's initials IRB appear just beneath the Queen's neckline, a subtle signature of his work. On the reverse side, the 2002 1 coin honors Northern Ireland, forming part of the Royal Mint's Heraldic Revival series. This series, which spanned 4 years, 1999-2002, revisited the national arms and heraldic beasts of the UK's 4 constituent nations. The reverse design of the 2002 coin was created by Edgar Fuller and modeled by Cecil Thomas, featuring the red hand of Ulster encased within a 6-pointed star surmounted by the crown. This emblem is taken from the badge of the historical province of Ulster, and its inclusion on the coin signifies Northern Ireland's cultural and political identity within the United Kingdom. The red hand of Ulster is a deeply symbolic and ancient motif. Its origins trace back to Irish and Ulster Gaelic heraldry, representing strength, legitimacy, and noble lineage. The 6-pointed star around the hand is symbolic of the 6 counties of Northern Ireland, while the crown above signifies loyalty to the United Kingdom. The symmetry and clean lines of this heraldic badge create a striking and dignified design, one that blends the symbolism of sovereignty with that of regional pride and identity. This design was also previously used on the 1991 coin, making the 2002 reissue a part of a commemorative cycle that paid renewed homage to national heritage. The edge of the coin reads the Latin motto Decus et Tutamen, which means an ornament and a safeguard. Originally introduced by Sir Isaac Newton during his time as Master of the Royal Mint, the phrase served both aesthetic and functional purposes. It decorated the coin while also deterring the practice of clipping, trimming small amounts of precious metal from the coin's edge, which was a common form of fraud in earlier centuries. By the time of the modern Wormdor coin, the motto had become a traditional and cherished part of British coin design. The edge itself is milled and incuse-lettered, a detail that added tactile interest and helped the visually impaired differentiate denominations while also preserving a sense of classical refinement. As for the coin's physical characteristics, the 2002 1 pound is struck in nickel brass, an alloy composed of 70% copper 24, 5% zinc, and 5.5% nickel, which gives it a bright yellow-gold appearance and a resistant, hard-wearing surface suitable for circulation. It has a mass of 9.5 grams, a diameter of 22.5 millimeters, and a thickness of 3.15 millimeters. The round shape of the coin, combined with its durable composition, made it instantly recognizable and highly functional in everyday monetary transactions throughout the UK. These specifications were consistent across all round pound coins issued from 1983 up to the final issue before the switch to the 12-sided bimetallic design in 2017. In terms of historical context, 2002 was a momentous year for the United Kingdom and the monarchy. It marked Queen Elizabeth II's Golden Jubilee, commemorating 50 years on the throne. Although the standard $1 coin design was not specifically issued to mark this royal milestone, its release during the Jubilee year adds a layer of numismatic significance, especially for collectors. While a special commemorative Golden Jubilee, $5 coin and medals were issued to mark the occasion. The everyday coinage of 2002, including this $1 coin, remained an important reflection of national pride during widespread celebrations. In Northern Ireland itself, The early 2000s were a time of tentative peace following the signing of the Good Friday Agreement in 1998, and the coin's heraldic tribute to Northern Ireland might be viewed as a subtle nod to a region working toward reconciliation and coexistence after decades of conflict. The mintage of the 2002 $1 coin stood at approximately 34.5 million, making it common in circulation but less abundant than earlier issues from the 1980s and early 1990s. As with most modern circulating coins, its value as a collectible is primarily determined by condition and presentation. Circulated examples typically hold only their face value, but coins in brilliant uncirculated, BU, or proof condition, especially those sold in Royal Mint annual sets, can command collector premiums. BU coins may range in secondary markets from $3 to $8, while proof examples, particularly those in original presentation packaging with certificates of authenticity, may sell for more, depending on demand and condition. The design's return from the 1990 issue adds a layer of historical and visual continuity, giving collectors an opportunity to compare versions across different years and portrait styles, Makhlouf's in 1990 and Rank Broadley's in 2002. The demonetization of the round $1 coin on 15th of October 2017 marked the end of its legal tender status and ushered in the era of the more secure 12-sided bimetallic $1 coin, which features latent imaging, micro-lettering, and a dual metal construction. The retirement of the round pound rendered coins like the 2002 Northern Ireland issue obsolete for everyday use, but simultaneously boosted their relevance in the eyes of collectors and historians. The older coins, now out of circulation, are studied not only as monetary tools but as cultural artifacts, snapshots of national identity, regional symbolism, and royal history encapsulated in a small disc of metal. In conclusion, the 2002 British £1 coin is far more than just a piece of currency. It is a crafted narrative of Northern Irish heritage, British heraldry, and royal symbolism. Its detailed red hand design evokes ancient traditions, while its issuance during the Queen's Golden Jubilee year situates it within a broader royal and historical framework. With its realistic portrait of Elizabeth II, Latin motto, and enduring metallic luster, the coin is both a tribute to the past and a token of modern British unity. Whether collected for its aesthetics, historical relevance, or as part of a complete round pound collection, the 2002 1 coin remains a powerful example of how numismatics can reflect, preserve, and celebrate the rich cultural tapestry of a nation. The 1983 £1 coin of the United Kingdom holds a unique and foundational place in modern British numismatics, as it was the very first $1 coin issued for general circulation, replacing the $1 banknote. Bearing the Royal Elizabeth II, DG Reg FD 1983, which expands to Elizabeth II de Gratia Regina Fide Defensor, or Elizabeth II, by the grace of God, Queen, Defender of the Faith. The coin announces its regal authority in the Latin traditions that have long adorned British coinage. The obverse of the coin features the third definitive portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, created by Raphael Makhlouf, though in this specific inaugural issue of 1983, the portrait used is the second definitive effigy, sculpted by Arnold Machin. Machin's portrait, introduced in 1968 and used until 1984, shows the Queen wearing the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara, facing right in a stately but youthful depiction. This particular image of the monarch became one of the most widely circulated and recognized portraits of the Queen during her reign, gracing not just coinage but also stamps and other official emblems across the Commonwealth. The reverse of the 1983 1 coin, designed by Eric Sewell, then chief engraver of the Royal Mint, is a masterful representation of British sovereignty and unity. It displays the royal coat of arms of the United Kingdom, a powerful and historic emblem that reflects the monarchy's authority over the entire United Kingdom. This intricate design includes the crowned lion of England on the left and the unicorn of Scotland on the right, standing as supporters to a central shield that is quartered with the three lions passant for England, the lion rampant for Scotland, and the harp for Ireland. Above the shield rests the royal crown, and below is the motto Dieu et mon droit, French for God and my right, the traditional motto of the British monarch. Around the edge of the reverse runs a garter bearing the Order of the Garters. Motto, Honi soit qui mal y pense, shame be to him who thinks evil of it. This reverse design, used only in the 1983 issue, was chosen to symbolize the United Kingdom as a whole, rather than focusing on one of its constituent nations, as later £1 coins would do. It was a fitting choice for the inaugural coin. In a new denomination, a design not just of currency, but of national identity. The edge of the coin reads, Decus et tudamen, meaning an ornament and a safeguard. This phrase, dating back to classical times, was used as early as the reign of Charles II, and was revived to adorn the round pound coins starting in 1983. It serves a dual function, decorative on one hand and practical on the other, discouraging coin clipping or counterfeiting, an old but once common crime where precious metals were shaved from the edges of coins. The inclusion of this inscription, deeply etched into the edge of the coin, reinforced the mint's emphasis on durability, trust, and tradition in the new coinage. The coin's edge is also milled, meaning it has grooved notches along the circumference, adding to its security features and tactile recognizability. From a technical standpoint, the 1983 1 coin is struck in nickel brass, a durable and golden-colored alloy composed of 70% copper, 24.5% zinc, and 5.5% nickel. The coin weighs 9.5 grams, has a diameter of 22.5 millimeters, and a thickness of 3.15 millimeters. These dimensions were designed to distinguish the 1 coin from other UK coins in terms of both size and weight. The distinctive golden hue and solid feel made it instantly recognizable and easy to identify, especially important given that it was replacing a lightweight paper banknote. Its round shape and metal content also made it compatible with vending machines and modern coin handling systems, a crucial factor for its successful integration into circulation. The historical context surrounding the introduction of the 1983 £1 coin is equally important. The UK Treasury had long debated whether to issue a $1 coin, particularly as the $1 note was expensive to produce and had a short lifespan in circulation. With rising inflation and increased wear on paper currency, the decision was finally made to replace the $1 banknote with a coin, and the round pound was born. 1983 marked the first general issue of this new coin, and it was accompanied by a national publicity campaign to educate the public. The release symbolized modernization and monetary efficiency while still preserving the deep traditions of heraldry and monarchical representation that define British coinage. It was also the beginning of what would become a long series of annually issued £1 coins, each eventually celebrating different aspects of the UK's nations and culture. The mintage figure for the 1983 1 coin was 443,053,510, a very high number, as expected for a new circulating denomination, making it one of the most common of all round pound coins. However, what sets the 1983 issue apart is its numismatic significance, not its rarity. As the first year of issue, it holds a first-of-series prestige similar to key-date coins in other global numismatic traditions. While circulated examples are easily found uncirculated or proof versions, especially those presented in Royal Mint coin sets, are particularly valued by collectors. The Royal Mint released proof sets and brilliant uncirculated packs featuring the 1983 1 coin in pristine condition, often accompanied by the rest of the year's coinage. These sets have become popular among collectors for their historical importance and excellent preservation. A proof 1983 one-war coin in its original packaging might fetch anywhere from $10 to $30, depending on condition and market trends. The legacy of the 1983 one coin is significant, as it introduced a long-lasting tradition of uniquely British coinage, durable, symbolic, and regionally inclusive. Later designs would rotate annually to showcase different national emblems, including the leek of Wales, the thistle of Scotland, and the flax plant of Northern Ireland. But it was the 1983 coin that set the template, a golden-colored coin that merged heraldic majesty with practical modernity, all within a compact metal disc. Over the years, the round pound series grew to become one of the most beloved and culturally rich coin sets in British history. Eventually, concerns about counterfeiting and wear led to the retirement of the round $1 coin in 2017, replaced by the more secure 12-sided bimetallic $1 coin. When the old pound coins were demonetized on 15th of October 2017, the 1983 version, like all round pounds, ceased to be legal tender. Yet even after its official use ended, it continued to hold a strong place in the hearts of collectors and numismatists alike. In summary, the 1983 one-pound coin stands as a milestone in British coinage, a blend of innovation and tradition. Its regal obverse, historic coat of arms reverse, inscribed motto, and technical precision reflect the depth and dignity of Britain's numismatic heritage. It marked not only the beginning of a new denomination, but also the Royal Mint's commitment to marrying artistry with utility. Today, it remains a favorite among collectors, historians, and anyone who appreciates coins not merely as currency, but as cultural artifacts, timeless, tangible links to a nation's evolving story.